Okay, hey everybody. This is the Any Thoughts podcast. It's me, Benny.
Me, Bradley.
It's me, Amog. What's up?
Me, Ivy, how you doing?
So we want to thank you again for the continued support. Really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Also remember that if we reach our goal of 100 subs by the end of May, right?
Yes, sir.
We will be doing a shitty movie watching experience. The two movies are Velocipastor and Dracula 3000. Trailers will be provided once again. They were in the previous video if you want to go see that as well.
And the
But
subscription.
so those are the two, and you get to vote. We'll probably hold a vote on our Instagram or something when the time gets closer. But yeah, we're shooting for that. But anyways, so before we begin with our topics, we're gonna do slaps and chaps. So what's slapping for me this week is that I finally started getting my shit together and studying for the GRE, the physics GRE. So like that's been interesting. They're kind of assholes with the questions they write, so that's always fun. But then I've also been playing an obscene amount of Animal Crossing. So there's that. I didn't think it'd grab its hooks in me the way it did, but you know what? The Switch is an awesome console. Uh, what's been chapping for me though is for some reason I've been having insomnia. So that's been kind of annoying. So my energy levels are just a little bit down, but hopefully that'll be sorted out soon. But what's going on with you guys?
Oh man, I'm not sure if you guys been watching this, man, but I just got done watching Tiger King on Netflix, and let me tell
Okay.
you right now that I tell you right now, you from start to finish, your jaw be dropped from all
Is
the
it?
shit. Yeah, it's really that good.
What's
It's
it called?
Tiger King. It's about this guy named Joe Exotic who owns this. He's a gay redneck who has multiple husbands, who
What the
owns
fuck?
like over 200 tigers, and it's about him and his rise to fame. He actually had a presidential bid. He made a short little trailer of himself trying to run for president back in 2016 during Hillary Clinton and Trump. And he this guy, I don't want to say anything, but I'll tell you one thing. There is people with who apparently people have disappeared and mysterious murder. There's been hitmen that's been called. There's been cults of all types that he's known and he's dealt with. But this show I'm trying now, Tiger King on Netflix, 7 episodes. You'll be hooked by episode one. I tell you that right now. After everything
Yeah,
that I watched, it is crazy, and I
Is it
love
like
it.
a true?
I'd
Is
really
it
like
like
to
true
see
crime?
like
No, it's a documentary.
you
Straight
know,
Oh, it's a
I
up.
really
documentary.
like. No, the thing is, I'd really like to see the alternate universe where he did get elected as president. Just because I'm like, with the
I'm
description you gave me, like, could you imagine? Like,
a gay redneck guy who owns tigers as our president. You know, strange. He was this close. He had like 19% of the vote because he ran for governor in his own country in his own state. He was literally
Really?
that close to getting the governorship. And this
Wow.
dude,
Insane, man.
I tell you now, this dude
Insane.
is. He has a freaking mullet, a blonde mullet, in this time, man.
In 20,
What
2019, 2020.
I'm not gonna say anything else. I gave you some highlights, and that doesn't even go in deep into some of the people he's dealt with and some of the things
Hmm.
that he's done and people around him have done. At the end, I'm trying now. Cat people are fucking crazy. I don't care who they are, but after watching that show and seeing people who deal with big cats,
shout out
I think
Bestie, you're crazy.
cat people are crazy. No offense to anybody who owns cats. I may own a cat in the future. Who knows? But cat people are
Exotic
crazy.
cat?
Not an
You mean
exotic cat.
exotic cats?
I
Just
mean, I
in
mean,
Okay.
I
cats in
mean, like,
general. I think he
I
meant
mean, like a
cats in
house cat.
general.
I
I
mean,
know
Okay.
you got really attached to your friendly cat, you know, with the person that you know, but yeah, cat people are
Ivy.
crazy.
they are,
Nah, I'm still a dog person.
they are.
Always.
But
Yeah,
let's.
like I mean, the energy is just different. Like, let's just go on that. Like, cats, you're just like, oh yeah, you're cool, like whatever. But
Yeah.
dogs are like, no, nigga, I love you.
The thing is that, like, Like, I know I'll be a busy person, and cats don't require that much attention. Like,
Hey,
honestly,
dog.
and like if I wasn't as busy, I would definitely get a dog. But
Mm.
like the type of dog that I want, I need to move to the north because I hate when people buy like these huskies and these German
Oh yeah.
shepherds because they
Mm.
they do not they're not meant from the south. They're meant from the north. I'm
Yep.
just like these dogs are from the shed. They have a miserable life down there because they don't like the heat. They like the cold.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So other than that,
Tiger King.
Tiger, watch it. It is. I'm sorry. No hashtag not sponsored. Watch the Tiger King on Netflix. I'm telling you right now. I, after this podcast ends, first watch this podcast, then watch Tiger King.
There we go.
Please.
Fair enough.
We're in quarantine. Good recommendation.
You're welcome. I tell you now. You guys text me how after watching the first episode. What do you think?
I'm gonna watch it after this podcast.
I tell
Yeah,
you,
I might. Yeah.
I'm not lying to you. Joe Exotic, this man right here, your mouth to be dropped, and you'll be just like, no fucking way. It can't get even more crazier than this. What, he did what? They did what? Uh, all y'all on some shit. I ain't trusting all y'all fucking hip hop. I'm sorry. I was liking you. I was trying to like you, but all y'all on some shit. Y'all doing some shit that I just don't agree with. There's literally a line. I kid you not. A man walks into another man and says, "Yeah, man, I don't really care how you control all these cats. I care how you control all these bitches, man. How you do that?" I'm just like, that's a really good point. How the hell do you get away with how of this shit you doing to something? One more highlight. I saw it. One more highlight.
One more. Go ahead.
Literally got this one guy who owns tigers. Literally got girls to get breast implants.
What?
Paid. They already paid, and
Now
already,
I'm all
and,
interested.
and he got them get breast implants. I'm just like, how the? And you paying them how much? $100 a week? Oh, yeah, okay. I tell you right now, that there's some shit that's been said in that show. I'm just amazed and shocked that somebody's able to do this. Maybe I'm in the wrong profession. Maybe maybe I own exotic cats.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's been chapping me? I got exams out the wazoo. I just had an exam today in retaining wall in our systems. It was all right. I mean, had enough time to finish it because Professor gave us more time. But next week I got a take-home exam, and then week after that another exam. All my classes right now are just trying to get done as fast as possible to avoid this whole pandemic that's going on and try to get people away from campus. Because they know there's still some students in and around campus because hey, they paid for their apartments and leases, so might as well use them. That's just a waste of money. So I might as well stay and get my full worth out of it. So I pass off to somebody else.
Okay, I can go. So let's see what's been slapping. Man, start off with the hard questions. I don't even know. It's actually been a pretty chill week. Today wasn't that chill. I had to get a lot of stuff done. I thought working from home would be pretty easy, but it's a lot more stuff that I got to worry about, which kind of sucks. But it keeps you busy during the day. And I guess that's the chap. I was call that the chap. And what's actually been slapping was I've been getting back into running a little bit. So I ran today, and then I ran 2 days earlier in the week, and that's been pretty cool just to, kind of decompress a little bit. Instead of taking a lunch break today, I decided to run. When I got back, cook something. So I don't know. I was kind of a plus out of it, just to get outside a little bit. And obviously, not be around people, So pass it off to last but not least.
Alright, guys. What's been slapping with me is that, like I mentioned earlier, I've been trying to, give more definition to my body. I've mentioned this in the previous episode. So, I started like finally focusing on like strengthening my body. So, like, one weird thing I've noticed is because of Taekwondo, like my legs are still like really toned. So there's like a lot of muscle memory there, but like my upper body, not so much. So now it's like especially hands. So that's something which I'm like trying to build towards, like with push-ups and like a bunch of other exercises, because I just want to like build more strength and like become stronger, because before I finally bite the bullet and like actually join, like go to the gym. So the area I live in, it's like the camp I live in, which is next to my construction site, we have a like fully equipped gym and stuff. So like, of course, I'll be doing free weights only. I don't want to like use the machines because the machine is pretty much doing the effort for you. You're not like, there's no, if you really think about it, there's no like 100% effort from your end. It's just like, it's like with free weights, it's like pretty much you and your strength and your own, um, confidence or like understanding with it. So like it's purely on you. So like that's eventually something, but of course I want to like maintain my own maintain the current level of flexibility that I have and like build up on that. Like my side splits and my front splits are like getting even better. So that's like what's been slapping with me. What's been chapping is there's nothing really, like it just you know there's nothing much that's chapping me. I'm pretty much enjoying my life over here, or at least trying to. There's nothing much to I mean, the quarantine, like pretty much like social distancing and self quarantining is pretty much like my chill, like my way to chill anyways, irrespective of whether there's a pandemic going on or not. So nothing really chapping me per se, but yeah, there's a lot of slaps happening. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, let's come to our first topic, guys, which is the non-serious one, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So
which
yeah.
is friend zoning. How do you deal with friend zoning? How do you get into the friend zone? How do what is the friend zone? Let's start with that. So, does anybody want to define what friend zone is? What the friend zone is?
Sure,
Brad?
I can
You
find
want
a
to start
friend
it?
zone.
Yeah.
So friend zone, you can friends anybody. You can friend zone anybody. It's not exclusive to just the one type of person or the one group of people. Friend zone is basically you are putting somebody who you only see as just a good friend in your life, and that's pretty much all they'll be as just one of your friends. And maybe it could be that this person wanted to have something more significant in your life, wanting to be a part a relationship partner with you, but you decided based upon hanging out with this person and being around him or being around her that you feel like, yeah, and mate, I don't think it'll work out, or I don't think it'll be that compatible. So let me just keep you as a really close friend. And that's basically what it is.
It's also
Everybody's
just
done it, you know.
guys, also like guys and girls and whoever listening. It's essentially a psychological place. It's as Bradley so succinctly put it, it is a psychological place.
I
But
don't really think so. I don't think it's that deep.
mm, I don't know, man, because the thing is, it's like think about
It's
it. Like,
just that, like
I
you either
mean,
like somebody or you don't, and then you choose to interact with them in that way, and that's it. Like
yeah, but like
it's entirely a result of your actions towards that person. Like there's nothing psychological really about it.
but yeah, but then the thing is, like, sometimes it can run deep to the point that you try to escape it, but then the person's like, "Bitch, go
No, but
back to your
that's
place."
on you then. Like the psychological issue would then be on you. Like is like that's the thing. Like there's nothing really psychological about it. It's like if they don't like you, then like tough shit. Get over it. Like that's really all you can do at that point.
Well, we
Yeah,
should
exactly.
explain that. Like, when you mean by like you, that it means like you to like because what
Romantically.
happens romantically? That's what happens. Usually, somebody is pursuing the other person, and either on a date or just by talking with them, they kind of see like, yeah. I mean, either you're not my type, or I see that we don't really have a lot of common interests in mind. I think you're still a really cool person, but I just don't have that same level of caring of want that you want to that you have
Yeah.
wanting
No, I mean
Intention to
I agree with
pursue
you,
it into a
Brad. I
relationship. Yeah.
just no, I mean I agree with you, Brad. I just think that like it's not really a psychological thing other than like,
Mm.
oh, this person doesn't see me the way I think I see them as. You
you.
know, like like that's really where I'm at with it. It's just like I think for me, like friend zone is just like, oh, okay, I'm a guy, I like this chick. Oh, well, she's like, no, I see you more as a friend. You move on. Like that's really all you can do. Like you
Yeah.
can try your hardest to change that opinion, and maybe that works through some time, but it's not really something that like it's not the end of the world. Like it's like I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of guys like they're
All
like,
guys
oh,
and
they friend
girls.
zone. I mean, like, oh, they friend zone me. I don't want to be fucking friends with them at all. Like like and that's just childish. That like like it's the thing. Like it's like not everybody you meet you're gonna end up fucking. Like, you know,
That that is
that's
true.
just
Yeah.
the way it is.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think guys need to, and girls. I mean, if somebody friend zones you, yeah, it's gonna hurt because I mean, in your mind, maybe you have thoughts of something greater, something better, but you know, it just didn't happen. So I mean, hey, you know what? If they put you in the friend zone, hey, guess what? You have a really good friend, and that means you get to try again and find somebody else. Now, it doesn't mean one day you get out of the friend zone. There's been plenty of guys who've been put in the friend zone, but they have gotten out eventually by either playing their cards right or being there at the right time, the right moment. It's happened. Not saying it hasn't happened. Not
Yeah, I
saying
Yeah,
think I was actually talking to Big Mo about this last week, and dealing with women in general, it's all about timing for a lot of things. So you can even catch a
actually, yeah,
girl. Was that?
it's a seasonal issue.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, I agree with Benny actually. I do think it's to whether she likes you or doesn't. But honestly, the thing too about the friend zone and where it can get, I guess, a little bit tricky is you can, meet a girl or a guy at first, and both of you guys could like each other, and the girl could like you initially. But, based on things you do, she can see, I don't see anything beyond that. She friend zoned you. And then you have those girls who don't like a guy at all, and then they'll friend zone him from the get go. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I think it's a two-way street. Like, it could totally
Mm-hmm.
be like, you know, preferences. Like, say for example, you don't like a particular race. You know, you might
Yeah.
be like, and that's not really racist. It's just being like, well, I'm not really attracted to that. You know, like it could be one of those things. You could be too short. You know, that's another thing. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
whole
short,
like
too tall, too big.
like
A lot of
myriad of
things.
reasons. But I'm saying like the thing is like you know like sometimes like you could do everything right and they still just see you as a friend. Like you know like and that's the thing
Yeah,
like and I don't
that's
think like
life.
I'm saying like I don't think like you should be upset if that happens. Like you
No,
shouldn't
no,
be
No.
like
not at all.
depressed about it or anything like that. Like you know it's like there's other people like you know there's you know like the thing is like just continue the fact that it's like look now you have a good friend of the opposite sex who you can confide in, get their opinion about other people that you're going to run into because like you know like we all think differently and you at least have somebody that you can be like hey what would you prefer to do like you know like the thing like I think like a lot of guys they see a relationship with women as like oh if we're not fucking you're not worth anything like you know
Yeah,
like I think a
it's either we're
lot of
fucking or we're
like
not.
that
That's pretty
yeah
simple.
you know and the thing is it's like that's just such a I feel like not idiotic, but like not and maybe barbaric's not the word either, but
It's not
like I just
mature.
kind of
It's
feel
not a
like
mature thought
yeah
process.
yeah I mean
Yeah.
I just feel like you know like you could like if that person isn't uncomfortable being around you and she really relates that hey I like you a lot to hang out with like what's the issue
Yeah,
you
I
know
mean,
like that's the thing like I mean like and it's like I feel like for a lot of guys it's like okay well time to move on to the next person I can fuck and like that's fine too you know but it's just like you know like it's a weird sense of like you feel like you're owed something, but nobody owes you anything.
no.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
guess
that's
we can
that's
go
something.
into. Oh, go
That's
on, bro.
something I think. Yeah, that's something I think. A lot of guys should understand that, especially the simps out there. And yeah, I'm pretty much addressing the simps out there that you're not owed anything, and just because you went out on a couple of dates with someone, yeah, sure, it didn't work out, and of course, if that person is suggesting that, oh, maybe being friends is a better option than a relationship, or friends with benefits, or man friend, or whatever. It's essentially, I think, that's not a bad situation to be in. I mean, you played your cards right, you may have gotten invested, but at the end of the day you also need to understand that like my friends mentioned it so succinctly, that you're not always going to end up fucking the person, like every person you meet,
Yeah,
and you don't have to. So
you'll
you
catch
can
disease
just,
that way.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to turn into a fucking sociopath. You don't have to turn into a fucking sociopath and be like,
Hmm.
oh no, this bitch, I'm gonna cut this bitch up or some shit like that. Don't have to do
Yeah,
that.
because like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just like for me, it's like honestly, like if you're choked up about being in the friend zone, to me, you're just debating. Like it's like I get that if you like a particular person, you're like, oh no, but I really like him. Okay, that's different. But for every person out there who's like that, you have like 10 other people who are like, oh fuck that person because they don't see me that way, and then it's like, well, like, were your feelings real at all
Yeah,
then?
oh,
Like, like
yeah,
that's the thing. Like, I feel like there's a level of like immaturity there that like needs to be addressed the way I'm presenting it because it's just like it's really not that big of a deal. It's like, okay, this person doesn't like me, move on.
yeah. Like I'm not sure, like I've seen this plenty of times on jokes,
Mm.
and sometimes in real life. It's really sad. If a guy's talking to a girl, but a girl doesn't reciprocate those same feelings, the guy just cusses out the girl. I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
just because she said, "Hey man, I'm not into you," doesn't mean it gives you a reason to cuss her out because your feelings were hurt. Guess what? What if some girl walked up to you and you didn't, if you weren't feeling her, you didn't like her, you said, "No,
Mm.
I'm not interested in this." How does she cussed you out? And another thing, guys, always think about this. Think about, hey, a good friend of mine said this to me, and I always remember this. If somebody were to friend zone you, you just think of it as, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be a really good friend, but she really missed out on a really great guy that I could have provided a lot of enjoyment with her, and just be
Mm.
cool with that. Like, hey, listen, like everybody else is saying, you know, a majority of people you meet, girls, guys, whoever you are, I mean, they're gonna put you in a friend zone automatically, and it does. And again, some guys, some girls have worked from the friend zone and gotten to that point of being in a relationship with somebody, but that takes time. Some people need a little more time to know you before jumping into that whole relationship business. Just going on 2 or 3 dates may not be enough for them. People are different. But
Mm.
we can talk about some ways to avoid being in the friend zone. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
guys
Mm-hmm.
or
have your
just
own.
get out of it potentially.
Yeah, like what are some
Mm-hmm.
ways we could have like avoid putting
Yeah.
ourselves in the friend zone? Like
I
what are
think you
some like
gotta act fast. That's like number one.
yes, you got to
Yeah.
do
It,
it.
it's like if you like, because I've met many people who are like, oh, like I want to get to know them first, find out how they are, and then go in. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you run into the highest likelihood that at that point you're going to be a friend. It's like I'm not arguing your approach there, but like you don't be shocked that if you wait like a month or two, like that person's like, oh yeah, hey friend, like that's just how it is. Uh,
Mm.
I
Another
mean,
thing
so
is
I would say
you
number
can.
one is act fast, but like in the other retrospect, I mean, I've had plenty of women that I potentially liked before, but then I waited a month and I was like, well, you know what? I really don't like you at all anymore. So
Yeah.
like, at the same time, it's like I think when you think about it that way, it's almost like quality of relationships. Like I feel like a lot of guys get upset being in the friend zone because the sole thing is that they just want to have sex. Like that's really what it is. And it's like they don't really care about it, but then they don't feel the same way. But then they're angry that you're like, oh, well, I did this.
Hmm.
Yeah, another thing is I think you should also make your intentions clear
Yeah,
from the get-go.
be
This is
honest.
like, be honest and like, flirt a little. It's not it's like break the touch barrier, like flirt with them. Like see what flies, what doesn't. Because I think these are little things that, a lot of guys don't it doesn't register to some people off the bat. Like I think of course this like the first person, like I think, yeah, the first person I was talking to a while back, it just didn't like register to me like, okay, I like this person and like I want a relationship. So like I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I was friendly with this person, but then eventually I realized that, hey, I do like this person, and maybe I want a relationship out of it, but it was too late because I was already in the friend zone. So like getting out of that friend zone was very difficult. So maybe if I had played my cards right, had I been a little more like smooth about things and like flirted with them, maybe just maybe I might have had a chance, had an opportunity to like pursue a relationship. Again, doesn't
Mm.
doesn't really change anything, but yeah, like one thing I think is, which I think is really important, is make your intentions clear. Like be don't be a pussy. Be 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 courageous, be unafraid,
Be
make your
Yeah.
assertive.
point, be
And just
assertive.
with that, the
Yes,
worst they can do is say no. Like
you
think
know
about it that way and just keep going.
guys, literally, like, no, they saying no is not, it's not the end of the world. They
No,
saying no is okay, you know what,
there's
fuck it,
plenty of
I'll move
fishes in the
on.
sea.
Exactly.
It's
Unless
pretty
you're
interesting
ugly.
to see.
Unless you're ugly,
But
then there's nothing you can do. I'm sorry, man. That's just genetics at this point.
Iverson, you have something to say?
and yeah, the worst thing you could do if you get friend zone, is to beg yourself out of the friend zone. That
Yeah,
is
no, don't
that
do
is
that.
the
Ooh, yeah.
worst thing you can do.
Yeah, don't
Is
trust me. We've
Don't
all
turn
Well,
into a Eugene. Don't turn into a
yeah.
Eugene,
yeah.
Listen,
please.
guys, listen. It is not becoming of anybody to beg for dates. Listen, one thing I'm gonna say right now to avoid that mess is to have multiple options. You know,
Mm.
that's
yeah,
another way you can kind of avoid being in the friend zone
Oh
if you
yeah.
have multiple options and you're talking to different people. Because
Mhm.
when you start getting that tunnel vision with one person, that's a lot of ways you can get stuck in a friend zone. It's pretty
yeah,
quick.
and that's also where most of those guys are gonna get pissed off because it's like, oh, I devoted my time to this individual and it didn't work out. Like
Yeah.
Listen,
that's the thing. Like I think tunnel vision, yeah, it's important, and I think ultimately another way that you can it's just like Evoke said, like don't be a pussy. I think that's the number one thing. Like if you like them, flirt with them, try to establish this like kind of flirtatious relationship, give
Mhm.
and
yeah,
take. I think that's number one. Number two, it's like don't wait too long to ask them out on a date. If
Yeah.
you're like, hey, we want to hang out, like that's a bit different than being like, hey, do you want to get dinner? you know
Mm.
it is
and so I
it is
that is a
different as
distinction.
well.
Yeah, because like
Uh,
if you want to say, "Hey, you want to hang out?" Okay, friend. Like, "Oh, want
Yeah,
to
Mhm.
get
it's
dinner?" Let me think about it.
yeah, yeah. Let me think about it because it's like when you carefully word a text or like a question that like that magnitude,
Mhm.
it's like suddenly changes the conversation because like this is something which it just took me like it took me a while to understand that but here's the thing, like once I started making my intentions clear on this, I started realizing that I started getting more and more success because like it's like people like a social, like people like this is what I realized, that women like confident, like sociable guys, like gregarious people, like talkative guys. So if you're like if you're talkative, if you're confident, and like you know how to assert yourself in a particular situation, and if you have strong views,
Mhm.
that essentially can always work in your favor. So that, like it's like this is something which I've realized. You won't find too many alphas in the friend zone. They're generally the ones who do the friend zoning,
Mhm.
that's
if
true
you really
too.
think about it.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
but if you're like not sure about things, if you're like you don't know when to assert yourself, or like you're always like this subdued sort of a person, sorry guys, you're gonna find yourself in the friend zone a lot. So
Mhm.
be confident, be like grab life by the balls, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
don't literally grab people by the balls. That's weird.
yeah.
Don't do
Yeah.
it.
That's
Literally.
sexual assault.
That's sexual assault, people. And yeah, but yeah,
yeah,
Brad, you were
and
saying
then
something?
Yeah, and another thing, try if you are talking to somebody,
Mhm.
don't text them or don't try to talk to them every single day. Try to have a little breather. If you see somebody face to face, try to see them maybe once or three times a week if you talk face to
Mhm.
face, or if you text somebody. Don't text them every single day, every single hour on the hour. That's a quick way to get in the friend zone right there, because then they'll be
yeah,
like, unless you say I was going on a date somewhere, then okay, then sure. I mean, hey, you pretty much you got the bag. You said yes, or he said yes. Then yeah, okay. You can send a funny meme here or there, but don't be texting her. You know, on the hour, every single hour. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up? Oh, I saw this funny thing. Oh, look at this funny meme. Like give space, guys. Oh, and
yeah.
girls, give
Because the
space.
only signal you're sending with that is just, "Hey, you're my only option. Hi, how are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that's the only thing you're sending out. Like the moment you stop chasing people, the easier things get.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And kind of piggybacking off of what Brad and Benny were saying about options. Think about it this way. So, if you're in the girl or the guy's shoes, if you're in a race, right, and you're the only one in the race, and you finish, you're gonna get first place, right? But if you're in a race with 10 other people and you get first place, that feels a lot better because you beat 9 other people. So think about it with the girl.
That is true.
If the
That is
girl
Yeah,
so
has
true.
9 other people, or like if she's like in a fight with options, she'll want to win that race more. than if it was just her only. It'll give her a
Yeah,
challenge. I
yeah.
don't know. So
Yeah.
that's the way I
Again,
think about it.
I think Amog has a story about he told a girl straight up, listen, I'm talking to somebody else right now. I'm just being honest with you, and
Oh
she
shit.
was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay. And
Yeah.
again,
Like
like
I haven't heard this one.
it's kind of playing games. I'm not advocating guys do this and girls do this, play games with everybody, but just be open and honest. Say, hey, listen, I am talking to somebody else right now. It's nothing serious, but if something were to happen, it happens. Like I
okay.
still like you, I still care
This
about you, but still, I'm
thanks,
going
Brad.
right.
Thanks for. I actually, weirdly enough, I forgot about this. But then, yeah, this actually,
That's how you know the type of person a Vogue is. He
it's just
doesn't have
like
any exclusivity deals.
Hey, a
I
mole is he's always on the hunt but never satisfied.
Dude, no, seriously, man. I'm always on the
Mm.
hunt. It's like I'm always trying to turn opportunities my way. Yeah. It's like what's. It's like it's literally like Shark Week for me. Like when once like you bite into something and you taste blood the first time. Like for me, I'm just like, okay, now that I've tasted blood, I like the taste of this. So I'm just gonna get something going. But yeah. So what
You
happened
know,
was.
there's that nigga mentality.
Oh god.
So yeah.
Oh
So
Anyway,
actually,
man.
so we were.
I think
I was on a
we did
date.
a good job covering the friend zone. Anybody want to say any parting words before we leave it?
Yeah. Can I mention the incident and then
Yeah,
we
go
can like.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let Mo finish the story.
So what happened was I was on this date with this girl, and like I think we were like a couple of dates in, and like she was like, oh, so where do you see this going? So I'm like, where do I see what going? So she's like, oh, like this. I'm like, oh, you mean like is this going to go into a relationship? I said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, I see potential here, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm talking to like other people, and I'm sure that you also must be talking to other people. She wasn't at that time, but she lied. Um, so, guys, also women lie. Just like heads up,
You
women
know,
lie.
Everybody lies.
you
Everybody
know,
lies.
you bring up an interesting topic. It just like I feel like this is a good way to bridge our non-serious topic. But it's like I mean, our serious topic. But like, do you think you owe somebody if you're talking to them? Like, because like I feel personally you don't. Like, like that's the thing. Like, I feel like, but like from the other side of the perspective, I hear many girls are like they're hurt if they find out you have somebody else. And
No,
it's like, but for me, it's always been like I've always like if I'm not dating somebody, I always had five options, and I would talk to all of them. Like,
yeah,
and
exactly.
so
Yeah.
Like,
like
and dude,
like the
it's
thing is like for me that's normal, and like if you tell a girl that you're like, oh, you're a piece of shit, like.
yeah, which is ironic because
That is
it's
a
like
callback to
women.
double standards from last episode.
Exactly, like women also like, dude, like we literally also another thing. So yeah, but wait, let me finish the story
Finish your
first
story.
because
Yeah.
I'm gonna get digressed. Okay, so first thing, so then she was like, at first like she just took that in, and then she was like, oh, so you're talking to other women too? So I said, yeah, because first of all, we haven't become exclusive. We're not really in a relationship where I'm like committed to you and vice versa. So I'm like, I like keeping my options open. I said I'm not going to just like limit myself to like one particular option. Yeah, I mean, sure, I like you, and yes, I am interested in you, but I prefer to have multiple options. So she was like, oh, and like she went quiet for a while, and then she was like, she literally went quiet. I'm like, okay, you know what? And so I said, but it doesn't mean that I don't want to pursue a relationship with you. I just want to like talk to other women, like get where
Mm.
get somewhere, like understand that okay, this like while I have this, I also so she's like, I said, look, if you don't want to, if you want to end this, if you want to stop talking to me, that's fine, I completely understand. She's like, no, 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 I really do like you. It's just that it's so refreshing to see people like you're just so there's like there was thought clarity in it, and I just mentioned it. So I got perks, like you get perks to if you're honest, and
Mm.
that's something which I am. Like I think I'm a little too honest, bordering on blunt and rude, as some of my friends like to call me. But you know what? It's like it's that mentality of when you've broken your 2 feet and then you've learned to walk on them again. That attitude comes. It's like it just comes by burning your hands one too many times. So that's kind of what's happened to me. But yeah,
Mm.
like what Benny said, it's it's like it's that sense of being owed something. Like if a woman rejects you, like it's here's this is something which I've realized: women have a harder time accepting rejection than guys do, because guys get rejected every third minute of every third hour, every by like every third day. Like literally, guys get rejected more than women do. Think about it.
I mean, I think it's 50-50 because I think for guys it's like it's inherently harder to get a girl because it's just like oh like I think like with a girl it's like oh I have a vagina like come here like like most guys
Yeah.
are gonna pounce the moment they get the chance like
Exactly.
that's just inherently how it is. I think it's just like but if they really like somebody like or they start to have feelings for them it's like oh, do you not feel the same way? Why are you going out and speaking to other people? I think that's where the kicker is. I think it's like maybe it's just like attachment comes quicker.
Hmm. I do feel
So
like for guys, it's more of a physical attraction. For ladies, it's more of an emotional attraction.
oh
I
yeah,
think that's very true.
Yeah,
For
But
I
sure.
think that's the defining difference.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I
definitely.
guess we can lead into our more serious topic of the hour, which
Mhm.
is how to deal with a breakup and what are some telltale signs that your relationship may be ending sooner than you thought. So I guess I can kind of get started with this. Um, one thing about relationships everybody should know is you should always know some key signals and signs that it may be ending pretty soon. That's one thing I think everybody should know and should feel like they should know. If your partner starts being doesn't start starts stops talking to you, if your partner is not being as truthful and as honest with you,
Mhm.
and they're saying things that aren't just adding up, and you're hearing whispers and rumors that they're doing something that you know they shouldn't be doing, then it may be a case for you as other person to end things or to talk to your partner and see what's
Mhm.
going on. If the problems can't be solved and it's always happening, then I guess it's time for you guys to end it. Do you guys want to go on and talk about any signals and signs you feel like you may see in an ending relationship?
Yeah, I
one
can go.
sign which
Or
oh sorry,
go
Ben,
ahead.
you want to go? Okay, so one sign which I noticed was I was kind of in a on-off relationship until like I finally ended up bagging this girl for like 5 years, and then like we talked about like eventually, of course, it was like marriage, kids, the stuff. So she was okay with it at first, but then like eventually, like as like this was during engineering, so it's like okay, you have time, we have time. But then like eventually, like she started seeing that she couldn't find an out in it, out of this relationship. So she's like, um, the so I'll explain the breakup so then you all can understand what how it was like difficult to like understand things. So like she one day like she constantly kept dropping these things, hints that oh maybe we're not on the same page, we're not on the same page, maybe we shouldn't do this. When I would try to convince her, and then like eventually like she started to hold the relationship at gunpoint. So that's like one telltale sign, guys. When somebody starts holding the relationship at a gunpoint, saying that
Mhm.
like if they don't get their way, once they start holding a relationship at a gunpoint, and you're forced to do things, and like you're forced to bend over backwards to a point where you're like, fuck my self respect. Like when it starts fucking with your self respect, guys, I think
Mhm.
that's like one really big sign where you should just say hey, we had a good run, but I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. Like, not anymore. Don't turn into a simp or a beta, please, because
Yeah.
that's like literally that's going to do like shit for your self respect. So that's like one thing which was like a really like fuck all telltale sign for me, which I didn't notice. So guys,
Mhm.
be
I
careful.
think for me the two signs I'd point to is one like body language is everything. So like you can kind of even tell if you're kissing them, like, oh, this feels a little different. What's wrong? Like or fucking whatever you want to go into. But I mean, like, it's very easy to kind of see that, and then it's like you ask them what's wrong, nothing. But then it's like, the reciprocation isn't there for some reason, stuff like that. Like you can feel it in that aspect. And I think another aspect is like if you start hanging out less and less Like I think that's like where it really starts to just kind of fade. It's
Hmm.
like if you know everybody's different, but it's like say you hang out with your person for 2 times a week, all of a sudden you're down to one or you're down to zero, and then you haven't seen them in 2 weeks, and it's like, like what is that? Like I think like that's an extreme case, but like you get the point. Like if you're with somebody and you're with them all the time, and all of a sudden, you know isn't they say they're constantly busy, and then you say, hey, you want to do this for dinner, like like that kind of stuff happens, and like that's like I feel like the biggest telltale sign is like if you're not spending time with them like you used to, and it's not like a notoriously busy period for either of you, that's just kind of like, well, that's a red light right there.
Yeah.
And I
Clearly.
think, I mean, another thing too, kind of like what Amog was saying, um, like you do. The sad thing is like there's a lot of people in relationships, and they're held at gunpoint the entire relationship.
On both
So
sides.
on both sides, yeah, and basically, I guess since we're all guys, we're gonna say like we're gonna use a girl as an example. Like a girl could be in a relationship with a guy, and she could just. I mean, that guy could be miserable in that relationship. He's just terribly in love with her, but because and this is not common, but because he feels that way, she may want to exploit that, um, and kind of just get what she wants. But the point I'm trying to make is,
Leon
they're
County.
yeah, Leon County. Leon County is
Call back.
but
Listen to the episode, people. Listen to the episode.
Leon County isn't the only person, guys. Leon
Yeah,
County isn't the only.
it's a state of mind.
It's a
It's
state
not
of
a
mind.
person. It's a state of mind.
Yeah, I hear the Orlando Magic is calling too.
Orlando Magic is like, I was going to bring that up as well. I was like, Orlando Magic's also, it's like, hey, just because Disney World is shut,
Mhm. But what are
Yeah,
some
you're definitely
things?
hated quarantine, huh?
Oh God.
Oh, one more thing I want to say is also another telltale sign is distance. If you guys are in that, like, again, I've seen this happen to a lot of my friends who come to college and they had a high school girlfriend, and some of the things I will always hear, my friends will tell me this. Well, my girlfriend or my guy would text me saying that, oh, you changed so much. Oh, like what's going on? Like why are you acting so different?
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing, dude. I can't stop laughing. It's
I'm just
because
thinking about.
it's like I
We're
think
thinking
all
about
of
a
us.
friend.
I think we're all thinking about this one friend of ours, who's like, it's. I think it's.
Shout out to that high school sweethearts. Then. I mean, I have respect for people who can make it last, but I think that's the kicker right there, right? It's like if you're high school sweethearts, you go to college and you're not in the same college, it's like that's already strained. But then on top of that, like you don't see each other that often, like I just like we want to connect the dots here, and it's just like it's a rough period because it's like
It's a raw period, guys. It's a raw period.
but I mean, like, it's just like, like I've seen many people, my friends, like that, and it's just kind of like, okay, but like, what are your plans? Like, are you planning your futures together then? Like, what is this? And then
Like, what's the
if
end
they don't
game?
even no, but then they don't even mention that, like, oh yeah, like we're gonna live together, blah blah blah. Like, you just wasted your 4 or 5 years of college right there
Yeah.
with somebody who is not even like thinking about you in the same way.
Well, we don't know that.
She's probably
We don't know that. We do not know that, Denny. Why?
Yeah, but like
We
here's the
do
thing.
not know that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is they could probably be getting raw dogged by all the dudes in the project.
We don't know that. We don't know that. What you guys say?
He just went straight to it.
Look, here's the thing.
We don't know nothing.
Here's the thing.
I don't know anything.
Here's the thing. I'm just saying, guys. If you guys are into, like, if you're not in the same college, you guys don't go to the same college, you guys don't go to the same school, you all are in literally different parts of the motherfucking state, and then suddenly that person says, oh, we are, we love each other. I'm like, this motherfucker's getting some action on the side. It is the truth.
You know what I
Don't
hate
know
too?
that. Why?
No, but you know what I hate? I hate couples who are like fake long distance, like they're in the same state and it's only like a 2 hour drive and they're like, oh, we're long distance. We haven't seen each other in a month. I'm like, nigga, like I have to
What
take
the
a plane to
fuck?
see my like, I take a plane to see mine and we make it work every summer. And like, if I see my SO more frequently within the span of 3 months and I have to take a plane because I'm busy and she's busy and y'all are only a 2 hour drive away, like, it's time to cut it. And like,
It's
you're
either
not
it's
trying
either
to
time to cut it
like
or
that's the thing.
catch
Like
them
it
in
wouldn't have
that.
worked if you were together.
Why are we saying this?
We try.
Why are we
I
saying
think
this right
I
now?
think we're
No,
I
just
I'm
didn't
thinking
I
about
I didn't mean for
multiple
this to
people I
happen.
know.
I mean, yeah, we're
Like,
just trying to help people out. That we know. But I mean, another thing too, like,
without ending friendships,
no,
because I
yeah,
think
without any friendship.
the last time we said
but we're
something
not we're not
bluntly.
even we're not even referencing like specific people. Like I'm thinking of like 5 people offhand who like are in that similar situation, and I'm like, you how can you not be like, hey, do you not see the red flag here? Like that's all I'm saying.
So, guys,
Oh,
how
let's
do
go
you
for, yeah.
how do
Let's
you handle? Sorry, I was trying to.
go on.
So,
Just go on. Just go on.
how?
Come on.
So, all right. So, you get that text or you get that call. Oh, hey, baby. I don't
We
think
need
this
to
is gonna
talk.
work out.
We need to talk. No, no,
Or
no. We need to
we need to
talk.
talk. We need to talk. So, how do you handle that? How do you
I mean,
guys
it
handle that?
depends. It
You run
depends on
away.
whether or not emotionally I've checked out yet.
Okay.
Like I think that's kind of thing. Like if you're like, you know what, yeah, you're right. Okay. But if like you're still deeply, madly, obsessively in love with them, like I think most people have one relationship like that and it takes a while to recover.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah. So one of like when I was in that relationship, the 5 year relationship, when I came out of it, so it just ended with like this one text saying that, oh, we're not on the same page anymore. I think we should take a break. And then 1 month later, I realized when I met her finally, I was like, hey, so are we done with the break? She's like, oh no, we've broken up. I didn't text you for a reason. And I was like, well, wow, okay. So yeah, so guys, it's you're not owed a proper breakup text. Nobody's gonna owe you anything.
Yeah.
That's something which I learned the hard way, where I was like, oh, you could at least, the least you could give was an explanation. And the person was like, no, I just don't think we're meant to be together. And it sucks, but that's the blunt truth over there, right there, that maybe at the end of the day you guys weren't great for each other. And you can always wish them luck, or you can cuss them out. Obviously cussing, like, 1 second, cussing, I'm not
You can
saying
do both. You can do both.
you can do both. It's not the mature thing to do. You can just like wish them luck
Mm.
and just like move on. So one thing you can do, that's like the mature thing to do, is wish them luck and actually focus on yourself. But
Mm.
here's what I did. I started drinking a lot, and I started doing less than savory things. Basically, let's to bluntly put it, every night was a new adventure with a new person. It's a
Subject.
genuine. Hmm?
Nothing.
I didn't suck dick, bitch. What the fuck? Where is this coming from?
I'm just joking.
Brad, come
He
on,
said
man.
every night was a new adventure, Mo. So I just so you must have
I
liked
didn't
something.
suck dick.
Went straight
I
to
didn't suck
They
assumptions.
just
You
would have
know.
hand down your cock and said, "Hey, baby."
No, it's
India
Episode
might do it different.
3 flashbacks.
Mumbai might do it a little bit different.
Hey man,
dude.
Might hit it
my
different.
style.
No, but although I did get hit on by a gay dude in India once a while back. So yeah, that was definitely a weird night. And yeah, but anyways, that's I was like not
Okay.
into that, not
Uh,
into. But no, it's just it's you letting yourself go that way was like letting myself go that way was like spiraling out of control. Wasn't something which was a great way to do, great way to go about it. But I did, and of course now I've like dealt with it. Like I'm in a better place now. But yeah, don't self medicate, guys. Again, once again, do not self medicate. Focus on yourself. Get fit. Get better. Because a lot of guys in a committed relationship forget one thing, that they forget that what made them the alpha before they got into the relationship. a lot of these guys forget to do the same things that gave them joy when they get into the relationship. You know, a lot of guys forget that, and then once they come out into the breakup, they're like, "What the fuck? Who am I outside this relationship?" So figuring that should like essentially be also something like, if
But I
you've
mean,
given up
like,
on like hobbies,
yeah, but I
a
mean,
lot of people
I
do that.
think but I mean, I think it's just like if you're with somebody for a span of maybe like 2 years plus, like, yeah, I could definitely see how that'd be a hard hit to take.
Mm.
I mean, like that because at that point that person is practically half of your identity if you're that
Mm.
close to them.
Mhm.
So it's like I could see that. So like if we're talking that scenario, like I think how I would deal with it would probably, once again get fucked up, like Moke said. Unfortunately, that's the way I deal with things. And then after that, like have a period of a week or two where I really think about things, put things in perspective, and then just kind of get on with it, whether that be do a hobby, bury myself writing music or something, or just like, playing like video games and not really talking for a while to people. But I mean, another thing is like you could just equally be like, you know what, okay, time to go to the club and let's find ways to drown ourselves that way too, which is what Moog did essentially as well. And but it's valid. Like it's just you have to try to move on somehow. Like don't be that guy who like you're
Mm.
breaking up with and like like and like 6 months later you're still like, oh, I miss you. Oh, like and then you're being really creepy about the girl. Like that's not
Mm.
a good way to take that. And I've seen many people like that. And it's just kind of like like just don't like make it where like your core identity is gone because you were a person before you met this other individual.
Exactly.
Another thing, bounce back when I'm old. I had a breakup recently, and I'd say right now it was tough because a lot of things we talked about were some signs that a relationship may be ending. It was
Mm.
happening that night, and I just said, you know what, enough's enough. There's been times when I've woken up, like literally woke up after falling asleep in the morning time with 10 text messages from this person saying how much they don't want to do with me anymore, and I'm just like, what the hell? And again, them same signs, body language, being kind of distant, not wanting to talk to me,
Mm.
and I was just like, you know what, enough's enough. I'm tired. I'm done. I don't want to deal with this. You can tell me how much you want. You're sorry. How much you want me back, but if you realized all of this, why did you in the first place? I don't really care anymore, and that's it. And another thing is, have good friends, have a good support system, either with your family members. Talk, please, like don't bottle this up. Don't hold it in. And I know people deal with problems like that on their own occasions. But another thing, it's okay to talk to a psychologist. It's okay to schedule something and talk to people and to really work on your because it may be a problem with
Mm.
you. You could be looking at some very horrible people, and that's why you keep on getting hurt. Or it could be nothing wrong with you. Maybe it was all on them, or maybe it was a little bit on you and them. But again, two things: have a good support system, have good friends and family who you can talk to, and they can talk to you, and you can rely on. And don't be afraid if you need to go see a psychiatrist and talk to somebody. Just talk to somebody. Go make an appointment. I don't not these. I don't know if you make an appointment right now, but you still talk to your friends, talk to your family. Try to get as much advice as you can. You don't have to resort to the bottle or to drown yourself in other lustful desire is going to give us one person. That's not a healthy way to do it, and it shouldn't be a healthy way to do it. You shouldn't.
No, but I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but yeah, like piggybacking off what you said, um, I spoke to my parents. Like I'm really close to my parents, but at one point I was just like, dude, it's like okay, this is of course in my case, it was a 5 year relationship. It was like which I was invested in. Like it was to the point where I was just like all or nothing. And like clearly it was not. It turned out to be nothing. But like at one point I just got to the point where I was like, fuck everyone, fuck everything. Like I literally said f this f that, and I think like getting into that stage where because like after talking to my parents, even like my parents were like, bro, it's okay, it's fine, you'll find
it's
yourself in
normal.
this. But like I internalized it to the point where I literally turned like I think I must have smoked more weed in 1 year than I probably smoke like in a day. Like I think I smoked enough like that's the kind of quantity of weed I was smoking on a regular basis. And obviously, I promised myself I wouldn't do hard drugs because I've seen videos of people doing like cocaine and heroin, like what it does to your skin and shit. And like that's something which I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah, just try meth, bro.
Faces. That's it. That's in Tiger King. People with meth.
That's true. Wait, but look, this is one thing too. I think the issue too with and a lot of people, and a big reason why a lot of people, especially guys, they get like very miserable and sad and depressed after a relationship, is because honestly they don't have a life outside of that relationship. So
That's
all
true.
they do is they'll spend time with that girl, and it's not a problem to have her in your life and to involve her in things in your life. But if all you do is just focus your life around her and around hanging out with her, and not focus on your career or anything of that sort, then when you don't have her, you basically won't have a life. If you do the math, I guess, if you add everything
Yeah,
together.
exactly.
So
Like if that's your
yeah.
world, you're
exactly. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's
but with
depressing.
that, I think this reaches the end of our last discussion. So we want to thank you again for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe.
And
Also,
please
if
comment.
yeah, also if we hit 100 subscribers by May, we have those two movies, Velocipastor or Dracula 3000.
Tell your
Uh,
friends. Have your friends make your friend watch this video. Have them subscribe, please. We need those subscribers.
We need those
subscribe.
subscribers, guys, please.
yeah, for sure. And like after if we can reach that goal, we'll do our reaction videos along to it, and or a review as well. Just we'll do something funny about it. Just
Yeah.
reacting to this.
Yes.
But with that, I wish you all a good night. This has been the Any Thoughts podcast. Peace.
Peace
Peace
out.
out.
Peace out.
Stay strong.